City boy, city boy. I'm not even gonna hold you guys, man. I don't even have the energy to do my normal intro. We just have to talk about this. We have to put it out there on the table, man. I might have to stop watching wrestling. If tonight's show was any indication of what the future of WWE looks like, I may legitimately have to stop watching wrestling. And I think you should too. This was the worst show of all time. And I know I've said this a couple of times over these last couple of months, but I've been genuine every single time that I've said it. But this show opened up with Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, and it ended with Solo Sikoa and Sami fucking Zayn. There is no other show in the history of wrestling. I don't give a damn whether it's WWE, WCW, TNA, ECW. There is no show in the history of wrestling that has had this level of absolute jobberdom in the fucking main event. I have seen more exciting main events at local wrestling shows. This show was pure fucking garbage. And Triple H is out there on a boat in Greece somewhere, living life lavishly and luxuriously with Stephanie McTitties, and that's fine. But if you're gonna go off and go and chill and kick it in Greece, the very least, like the very bare minimum that you can do is at least put on a decent show. At least have a decent show lined up. But you had a stack of shit lined up. TD Gardens was sitting on their hands the entire night because what the fuck is there to cheer about? What the fuck is there to... The crowd plants. There was I forget which match it was. I think it was during the Street Profits and DIY match. There were some crowd plants because you always know who they are because they're the only ones chanting, "This is awesome." They're the only ones in the audience chanting that shit, and everybody else is like, nah, this is not awesome. Nobody cares about Street Profits versus DIY for the 18,000th fucking time. Nobody cares. This genuinely, like, man, like, I think I'm done. Like, I might give Monday Night Raw one last shot, but genuinely, bro, this show did it for me, man. Like, seeing Sami Zayn in the main event, really seeing Jeff Cobb and Sami Zayn as a combination in the main event. Then you got Jacob Fatu and fucking Jimmy Uso, Tama Tonga. These guys are in the main event. The main event. The big show, the big match of the night. The biggest segment of the night. The one that's supposed to send people home talking. Like, damn, did you see how the show ended? Did you get any of that feeling tonight? Because I didn't. In fact, 10 minutes into this show, I looked over to my girl and I said, babe, we are witnessing history right now. We are witnessing the start of the worst fucking episode of TV in all of television history. Fuck just wrestling. This shit sucked. Like, this is the kind of episode that would have gotten any show in the early 2000s canceled. Any show. This is the kind of episode that we got tonight. Piper Niven had a singles match. Like, that's how you know you're going downhill. Piper Niven had a singles match. I'm not even really going to talk about tonight's show, to be honest with you, man. We're just going to go ahead and list off a couple of my grievances because, like, seriously, what the fuck are we going to talk about? Drew McIntyre coming out there and spitting absolute nothing into the ether. Piper Niven losing again, getting rolled up to Alexa Bliss. That's where we're going to start, really. Because we can talk about Sami Zayn and oh boy, will we get to Sami Zayn. But let's talk about Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven. Now, obviously, Piper Niven is considered a jobber. She has been booked as a jobber. She is a complete afterthought in a nobody faction with Chelsea Green is a jobber and Piper Niven is her lackey. So that just goes to show you the levels of jobberdom. Like, Chelsea Green is a level under Piper Niven when it comes to being a jobber. Piper is an ultimate jobber, a Super Saiyan jobber, if you will, right? So Piper Niven, although she is a super jobber, a Super Saiyan jobber, Alexa Bliss is 4'3" and she weighs like 62 pounds soaking wet. And Alexa Bliss is rolling up Piper Niven. In what fucking universe, on what planet does this make any sense, or is this believable? Because it's not like Piper Niven was just gassed or she just was all out of energy and she did everything she could do, or Alexa Bliss just really caught her off guard. No, Piper Niven, the whole time that Alexa Bliss was holding this big bitch down, Piper Niven is like 250, at least 250. Alexa Bliss can't be over 125, 130 pounds. She can't. She is so fucking small. She's like 5'1". Alexa Bliss is tiny, and she's holding down this 250-pound fucking beast of a woman, Piper Niven. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe in this shit? This is supposed to get Alexa Bliss more over? And what does this do for Piper Niven? All she does is lose. So anybody that beats her, nothing comes of it from them. Like, nothing. It would be a different thing if at least the segments were entertaining. At least the segments had some kind of story to it. At least, like, if The Rock is coming out and he's beating up on the Brooklyn Brawler or some shit like that, at least there's some kind of element of The Rock is, flexing his gravitas over Brooklyn Brawler, and then, something happens and The Rock just rock bottoms him, hits him with the people's elbow, gets the crowd hyped and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, at least it would be fucking something to it. Some kind of entertainment value to it. Especially because anything The Rock did was just entertaining. But this is not entertaining. Watching a 4'2", 62-pound female fucking roll up a 300-pound beast of a woman and win the match like that after a 15-minute match and multiple commercial breaks, that's not the way that we want to start off the show. But that's the way that Triple H decides that he wants to start off the show. Because fuck it, why not? We already gave you Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa opening up the show. This is like how can you sit here and take this shit seriously when you have goofy ass shit like this that does not make sense? Piper Niven getting rolled up by Alexa Bliss does not make sense. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much of a jobber Piper Niven is. I don't. Because Piper Niven is huge. And she should easily be able to trounce fucking Alexa Bliss. She should. But she doesn't. Then we come up on Melodome Miz and Fraxium. Like, come on. I don't care about Fraxium. I don't care about the Miz anymore. I haven't cared about the Miz since I was 15. I don't care about Carmelo Hayes because they haven't given me a reason to. Do I like the guy? Yeah, sure. But there's nothing going on here. And they're just picking up this storyline with the Miz after dropping it for 2 months for absolutely no reason. Then just picking it back up. And now they're back in tag team action. They face Fat Fraxium this week, and now they're facing the Motor City Machine Guns next week, and they're stealing IWC terms, fucking stealing Bobby Monsoon or whoever the fuck came up with it first, BC, whoever came up with it first, the Motor City Squirt Guns. They stole that shit. Stole it. Because these motherfuckers are that unoriginal. They're stealing our terms. It should be the complete other way around, man. You know what I'm saying? They're coming to the internet, picking shit up off the internet instead of being creative and coming up with shit in their own minds based off of their own inspirations. There is no creativity in this shit. We just got multiple recaps. You got Kiana James coming out here trying to be the manager to Tiffany Stratton for some damn reason. Like, what kind of sense does this make? Kiana James hasn't been in fucking WWE. I mean, she's been in, on the main roster for over a year now. But up until this point, we have not seen Kiana James do jack shit. And now she pops up after a year and she just chooses to be Julia's manager. She hasn't assisted in anything. She hasn't done shit except for walk around and hand her card to a bunch of other women. What does that do for Julia? She hasn't been doing shit for Julia ever since she popped up on screen. But now she's trying to hand her card to Tiffany, talking about, think about this. I'll be your brand manager. Think about a pink custom WWE championship belt. Like, why the fuck would Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Championship champion, need that? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Why are you pitching this idea to Tiffany, who's already made it to the mountaintop? What do you have to offer Tiffany that she has not already gained on her own? It's just dumb shit like this, goofy shit like this. Michin looking like a damn bum, coming out here dressed in fucking football gear with a kendo stick and looking crazy. Like, how? If you would have answered any of my calls, like, why are you trying to get with Kiana? You've been on the roster longer than Kiana James. Kiana James hasn't done shit. She hasn't gotten anybody any opportunities. Julia won the championship before she even became before Kiana even became her manager. This is this is the shit. This is the shit. We're just supposed to forget history, all the shit that's happened previously, and how you set shit up, and just move on to something completely different and just act like nothing ever happened. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. This shit has to make some kind of sense, but nobody cares about, like, sense is just, they don't care. They don't care about making sense. Why would you care about making sense? Why? Triple H even said it before. It's a wrestling show. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense because it's a wrestling show.
Yeah, I'm feeling the rage.
It does. It truly, genuinely does. Every single piece of media, every single form of entertainment, if it doesn't make sense, it has to be... It has to not make sense because of the nature of what we're watching. But pro wrestling has always been something where one action leads to another, and then we lead to a match, or we lead to a brawl, or we lead to something else, some kind of development within the storyline. And that's how all TV shows operate. This show does not operate like that. This show picks shit up, addresses it maybe for a little bit, maybe pushes it a little bit, then it'll drop it. Like, think about this. We got Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. That whole thing was just dropped. They never had any kind of, falling out for real or coming back together, or they never really discussed how they feel about Bianca Belair going and teaming up with Naomi and just, being the champion for, with Naomi. We never discussed any of this. None of that was ever discussed. They just dropped that shit. But trust and believe they're going to pick that shit right back up. If they decide to put the championship on Jade at some point, or even if they don't, they're going to pick that back up, because what else is Jade here to do? What else is Jade going to do at this point? Who else is she going to feud with? Because she doesn't have anybody to feud with right now. Just Tiffany Stratton and just Bianca Belair, because of their underlying storyline that was dropped 3 months ago. That's where we're at. I can't, man. And then you got Sami Zayn in the fucking main event. Bro, what? And not just the fact that it's Sami Zayn. Not one person in the ring in the main event had a six-pack. All right? Nate the Great has a fucking six-pack, bro. Nate the fucking Great has a six-pack. I'm in better shape physically than every single wrestler that was in the fucking ring in the main event. And you mean to tell me that these are WWE superstars? Huh? Nate the Great has a chance. I may have a chance. Fuck. I'm watching Sami Zayn. I showed my girl Sami Zayn. She always hears the music. She knows the songs and shit like that. But I said, look at this man. And the first thing that she said was, Sami Zayn looks like he plays Xbox in his mom's basement. That's what my girl said. Like, that's the vibe that that's the vibe that he gives off. That was our first impression of who Sami Zayn is, by just taking one look at him. He is a bum who plays Xbox in his mom's basement. That's what he looks like. And this guy is in the main event of SmackDown on primetime television on a Friday night. And I'm taking 2 hours out of my life to watch this shit. To watch Sami Zayn in a 6-man tag match. To watch Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven, or the Street Profits versus DIY for the 18,000th time. To watch Fraxium, a team that makes no sense, while Joe Tessitore and fucking Wade Barrett, they have nothing to say most of the night about any kind of story, nothing to push any kind of storylines at all. Most of what they talk about, 90% of what they talk about, is the moves. Oh, you should have seen their match at SummerSlam. They were doing this move and that move. There was a Spanish fly, and this person took a bump going through a ladder from the top. And this person knows how to do this move. Look at that cutter. Look at that reverse into a cutter. It was great. He's so great in the ring. Nobody cares about any of that shit, man. Nobody gives a fuck about any of that. This is the kind of show that we got. Triple H has thrown in the towel at this point. He's off in Greece somewhere. He's thrown in the towel. He's done. He has no more creative juices flowing at all. This was the worst show of all time. This was the Sami Zayn show. That's what this was. You put Sami Zayn in the main event, and I promise you, hundreds of thousands of people tuned out immediately when they saw what the main event was going to be. You mean to tell me you believe that people are going to wait 2 hours? They're going to sit through 2 hours of garbage content, multiple 15, 20-minute matches, just so they could see Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa in a triple threat or a 6-man tag match in the main event? No. We're done, Triple H. We're done. I think we should boycott WWE. I think if you're going to continue to watch WWE, that's fine. You know what I mean? But find an alternate way of doing it. Find an alternate. Do not spend your money with WWE at this point. They are garbage, and they don't care about you. they think we're going to pay $30 for this shit. You come off of the worst, like you come off of a deal where you got so much backlash from it because of the pricing, because of how much jumping around you're making the fans do just to follow your bullshit garbage product. And then you fly off to Greece. And then right off that same week, you're flying off to Greece. You give us 2 back-to-back garbage fucking episodes of wrestling. You tell us, oh yeah, you're going to be paying $30 a month for PLEs from now on. And this is the product that those PLEs are going to be the result of. This is what you're going to be watching. Sami Zayn in the main event. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you dumb? Are you fucking retarded? Yes. Yes to all those questions. Yes, he is. Triple H is that. And I am also for even sitting through this episode. I sat through damn near the entire thing. I turned it off during the main event. I couldn't do it. I knew Sami Zayn and them were going to win. I knew there was no point in watching it. It was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. There's nothing in this show that's actually worth legitimately talking about. The only thing worth talking about is everything around it. How garbage Triple H is. How garbage the decisions that he's made so far has been. How bad he's turned this fucking company. These shows are genuinely unwatchable at this point. So, like I said, I think it's time to boycott WWE. I think it's time to boycott Triple H. Hashtag fire Triple H in the comment section, in every single comment section of WWE that you see. Hashtag fire Triple H. That is the movement, because we need change. This is not like WWE will fucking perish. I mean, seriously, with all the people that Triple H could have had on the show. Cody Rhodes wasn't on the show tonight. No Cody, no Roman, no John Cena, no Logan Paul. They had a whole fucking slot of the show just carved out so that way they could show a recap and a little video package for John Cena and Logan Paul. But neither one of them could be bothered to show up. That's how unimportant this show is to them. That's how unimportant this show should be to us as well. Now, let me know what y'all thought about this show down in the comments below. Like I said, this was the worst show of all time, in my opinion. This is the so far, because I wouldn't be like, I don't know how you can make this show worse, right? But Triple H will fucking find a way, as we've seen already from past evidence of him making this show worse and worse on a week to week basis. We just know that Triple H, if there's one thing he knows how to do, it's outdoing himself and having the worst fucking booking decisions possible. We're waiting 6 weeks. We have to wait 6 weeks to get any kind of statement from Brock Lesnar. We have to wait 6 weeks after Brock Lesnar just appears on SummerSlam to F5 John Cena. We have to wait 6 weeks so we can hear anything else upon that. What happened then? That's the kind of booking that Triple H is doing. No. I'm done. You should be done. And if we're going to watch, we got to find an alternate way of watching, because you should not pay for this shit. We should not pay for this shit. And honestly, WWE does not deserve our money at all. Fire Triple H. Hashtag fire Triple H in the comment section. This show got a 0 out of 10. Like and subscribe if you want to hear some more. And this has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I will be back with another tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Peace.